here in the writer's room. We're in our new building, and look at the board. Did you get the board?
I did not.
Okay, thank you. We're in the new building, and we're having some air conditioning issues. So either we're sweating and naked, or we're, as you can see, Kim in his ski gear. And Roberto in his blankie. We're what they don't know is that I purposefully keep it this cold just to motivate story and to keep them just on the edge of irritation constantly. What episode are we breaking?
6.
Episode 6. 606. Almost. Well, we're sort of halfway through, right? Like
sure.
Act 2 of episode 6 is halfway through. We're halfway through the season, right? How would you describe the season so far, Mike Davis?
It's a very violent season. A lot goes down, twists and turns, and I feel like, but it's also, there's a lot of character stuff. A lot of people evolving and changing and having to approach things differently than they have before.
Yeah, that's cool. I think it's interesting that we say it's a violent season, because most people go, like, what were the first 5? Yeah. So the fact that we're saying, hey, it's pretty violent, people are going to be like, what is going on? How would you describe it, Roberto? In your blankie? In your
I think fans will be pleased.
Snuggie?
I think the fans will be pleased. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. You know, I think there's a lot of action. I think it's engaging.
Wow, that was very politically correct.
That was eloquent.
Ooh, that's my little name.
Politically correct. What about you, Chris Collins, looking like a thug?
It is the best season ever.
Oh, there you go.
That's right.
That's
There you go. Kim?
Well, it's exciting to watch what's going to become of all these characters. We're getting to that place, you know, where we see how the story, you know, begins to resolve itself.
What about you, Barge?
Not as good as season 5.
There's an honest answer. You know, I'm not buying it. Just not buying it. It is. I think it's just. I don't know if it's just the nature of getting into the home stretch of the show, but you know, I don't think it's a. You know, I don't know if it really is truly. It will be perceived by the audience as being much more violent, or you know, what really the truth is as we come into the last couple seasons and you have the consequences and the ramifications of 5 seasons worth of decisions and mistakes and life, that you know, the show itself has the mythology of the show that the audience has viewed, you know, obviously grows every year, so there's more awareness of the things that they've done and the wreckage that they've created. So I think some of it is just the nature of the show having the luxury of existing, you know, this long. I can't remember specifically, but you know, in a show like The Sopranos, you know, I think as that show progressed into 10 seasons ultimately, right? You know, as that show progressed, you know, my perception is that it seemed to become, you know, darker and more violent, and my sense is that you know, you just got to know the characters better, and you became more aware of the circumstances and the decisions that they've made and the life that they've created. That's just the nature of the outlaw business. You know, and we begin to dig deeper into the mythology, dig deeper into all our relationships. And you know, the thing we really try to do collectively in this room is, as we craft our stories, our narratives, our action, you know, at the end of the day, we always sort of come back around to character, you know, how does it impact character? You know, so that ultimately, everything we do in terms of the engine for the show is really just a way to facilitate, you know, character growth and to access relationships and, you know, to get at, you know, all that cool interpersonal, personal stuff. And I think that, you know, as we get deeper into, you know, into all that stuff and into the relationships and as they become more complicated and more compromised, you know, you know, you can't help but see those things get ratcheted up and you know, and sometimes the consequences of that are dire and deadly, and sometimes they're, you know, beautiful and freeing. And I think, you know, we're experiencing all of that this season. No news, I don't think, in terms of casting. Everything is pretty much out there that people know about. We are currently shooting episode 2. Prepping episode 3. Episode 4 is done. The production draft. Writer's draft of episode 5 is done. I'll jump into that a little bit this weekend. And we're prepping episode 6. Companion piece last week, and I don't mean to be purposefully vague, but I got nothing else to tell you about that. I can tell you here's what I'll tell you, is that I'm almost 90% sure that it'll happen in some capacity. And we're just figuring out the mechanics of it and what it's going to look like and where it's going to exist. Is it going to exist solely, you know, through social media and Facebook? Is it going to exist on the FX website? Is there potential for it to exist on one of FX's 12 new channels? Possibly. So we're still figuring out what all that's going to look like, and as I have more concrete information and more players, I will update you as to that. I think am I wearing my what the fuck?
You are.
This is from this is a hotel somewhere, I think, in New Jersey. I think. Maybe I think my niece got me this. Anyhow, that's it. We'll talk to you next week, and I'll try to do another Q&A on really? I don't know. Oh yeah, I can do Q&A on Tuesday. Yeah.